So imagine this, you're playing on a last gen console, and maybe you're thinking of upgrading to the next generation. Maybe you're still on the PS4 or Xbox One, and you're ready to purchase next gen consoles now, especially considering now that you can purchase them from any big box retailer. And now, let's say you're the type of player to really only dabble in single player adventure games like God of War, The Last of Us. You really dabble in games that give you a story, an adventure, and immerse you in the world building. Or maybe you're the type of gamer who really only plays free to play shooters like Fortnite or Warzone. Or maybe you even consider that this generation you're going to upgrade to a PC or build your own. So, what gaming platform is best for you? Let's talk about it. With Sony raising the cost of PS Plus, Nvidia and AMD recently releasing their new lineup of graphics cards, and Microsoft finalizing their acquisition of Activision, the gaming market is seeing more and more changes yearly. Again, not only are these consoles easily obtainable now, but we even saw the PS5 get a $50 discount back in August 2023, likely as Sony is gearing up for the announcement of the PS5 Pro. In the PC world, graphics cards have definitely plummeted in price compared to back when they were being scalped in 2020 and 2021. And even though Microsoft has fallen short in the last generation, they're really doubling down in the gaming space, especially after acquiring Bethesda and Activision for a near whopping total of $76 billion. So the gaming space for Xbox could be changing relatively soon. And as games are getting more expensive, with the average retail price being $70 and inflation driving up the cost of living, it's more important than ever to be really wary about ensuring you're getting the best value for your money. While we could go on for days arguing about exclusives on the PS5 and PC, the versatility of PC versus the PS5, and the convenience of having a console connected to your TV, this comparison is really going to address the main limiting factor for most people, which is cost. Now, the breakdown of cost is not a simple one, and it's going to vary a lot depending on the type of gamer you are. But I'll try to give some scenarios and simplify it as much as I can. With that, hopefully these scenarios address the type of gamer you are and gives you some insight in what platform to choose. For this comparison, what we'll be using for the setup for the PC is one that's found on Digital Foundry, which is a RTX 4060, in which they compared it closely to a PS5. For simplicity, we'll be using a pre-built found at Micro Center, which runs at nearly $1,000. Now, this setup includes a Core i5-12400F, an RTX 4060, and a 1TB SSD. Also, for these scenarios, we're not going to include Game Pass or PS Plus Extra or Premium. Now, going back to the single-player adventure gamer, I'm also going to be adding another type of gamer, the free-to-play competitive shooter gamer, who spends a bulk of their time playing games like Fortnite, Apex, or maybe Warzone. For these people, a console is the best decision for you. In almost every aspect, since you're playing these sorts of games, you won't ever need to worry about purchasing an Xbox Live or a PS Plus membership. What's more, unlike PC games, if you purchase a disc version of the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, this allows you to take advantage of used game sales. Additionally, if you find yourself tired of one game, you're able to sell the game secondhand on the used market, something you can't do with only digital purchases available on the PC or the digital version of the PS5. This single-handedly is where consoles win from a gaming perspective. Now, let's say you're a digital gamer, and you don't really care to own the tangible aspect of having a physical copy of the game, nor do you want to bother with the hassle of selling your game on the used market, or maybe even worse, to GameStop. If you bought yourself the digital version of the PS5 for $400, you would still be paying drastically less than if you decide to buy a PC of similar specs. What's more, purchasing a PS5 specifically gives you access to all the Sony exclusives, which, at this current moment, has more enticing exclusives than the Xbox Series X. So for this type of gamer, a PS5 is single-handedly the best choice in 2023 from a cost perspective. If you only play the mentioned free-to-play games, then the best value for you would be the $400 digital PS5. Okay, now let's say on top of this scenario, you're also the type of gamer who likes to play games like Mortal Kombat, NBA 2K, or GTA, where you actively use the online service to compete or interact with other players and need an online membership. This is where things get a little closer. As mentioned before, Sony is raising the prices of their PS Plus membership, going from $60 to $80 for the Essentials membership. Now, we're not going to go into specifics about free games and other benefits, but specifically breaking down the costs of being able to enjoy games online. To do so, we'll have to compare the cost per year of the PS Plus membership to the cost of the PC, which doesn't need a specific membership plan for online play. At $80 per year, for strictly needing this online play functionality, if you were to purchase the PS5 Disc Edition at $500, it would take 6 years and 3 months roughly for the cost of the PS5 to match that of the PC. At $60 per year for the Xbox Game Pass Core, if you were to purchase an Xbox Series X for $500, with the cost of the PC being $1,000, it would take roughly 8 years and 4 months for the price of the PC to match that of the Series X. So in this case scenario, the Xbox Series X is the clear winner, especially considering that within 8 years, we'll likely see the next generation of consoles. Now, this last scenario is more for those who have the money and truly want the value of the gaming experience. You're the type of gamer that really enjoys every single game there is out there to the fullest extent. You want access to all the games the world has to offer, which is either old or new. You love games of all types and want to try all sorts of games that have come out. For PS5, you have the Sony exclusives. You have blockbuster titles like Spider-Man 2 coming out, God of War Ragnarok, Final Fantasy 16, Horizon Forbidden West that you only will be able to play on the PS5. Though a lot more titles over the recent years have been making their way from the PS5 over to the PC. For the Xbox, you have games like Halo Infinite, Starfield, Hi-Fi Rush, but even these titles are not exclusive to the Xbox, as we all have seen them make their way to the PC. And this is where the definition of value really comes into play. You'll often hear of how PC has a massive library of games you can play, but I don't think some people truly understand how massive it is. Going back to the topic of FPS shooters, games like Valorant, Escape from Tarkov, and League of Legends are their own PC exclusives. What's more, when including emulation, the list gets even bigger. Emulation will give you access to games from the PS2, PS3, and even Nintendo consoles like the GameCube, Wii, and even Switch. In this way, if you care for the ability to play a plethora of older titles, getting a PC is the best way to experience a diverse set of games. As mentioned before, over the years, the cost difference of owning a current-gen console versus a PC also dwindles, albeit rather slowly for some than others. If you like the content, feel free to give the video a thumbs up or maybe consider subscribing, and I'll see you all next time.